Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, actually tonight, it's nighttime right now. Tonight, I'm gonna talk about what I've been doing in between graduating high school and starting college because tomorrow I'm starting college, like for real, for real. So I think it would be interesting to do a little summary of all that. So throughout the summer, I was able to work on my Depop, and I was also able to hang out with my dog a lot more often. And of course, hanging out with my parents, I really missed doing that because I was always at school, or when I was at home, I was doing homework or some other project. And then senior year, all the college app stuff. Oh my god. Oh my god, just saying the word college app just brings something out in me that I don't like. It's like a little demon that's like oh my god. Yeah, I also got to go to Bulgaria for a month, which was awesome because there's so many relatives I haven't seen for 4 years. And I also just got to do fun stuff like see Les Mis, which I did do a vlog on, like in July, early August. It's somewhere on my channel. Um, yeah, fun stuff, relatives, and of course, um, staying at my grandma's place in the village, which is a very stereotypical Eastern European diaspora experience where you go back to your country and you're in the village and you have like no Wi-Fi and everybody your age doesn't hang out with their grandparents anymore. Yeah, but overall it was great, for sure. I don't think I would have been able to do all of that in a regular high school summer vacation, for sure. And of course, there was also stocking up on musical theater supplies. Hold on, let me. I had to get the girly type of tap shoes because I have the flat ones that are gender neutral, but it's always good to get the girly ones because I don't plan on becoming a man ever, so I'm gonna have to learn how to tap in 2.5 inch or 3 inch heels. Whoa. Guys, I totally speak English properly. These are the Capezio Manhattans in caramel. I think that's what the color was called. There's only two colors, black and nude. These are nude, but they call them caramel or whatever. So, yeah, long story short, that was pretty cool. There are definitely some things I would love to leave behind in high school. The main one is really that overachiever culture because I went to a STEM school and there the average GPA, according to the graduation stats at least, was 4.05. And I don't know how people were just casually pumping out 4.0s like it's a casual Tuesday, which for those people it was. I'm getting actual war flashbacks because most people were out here taking way too many APs, and it really got to a point where they're practically doing college and high school because APs are short for like advanced placement, and if you score well enough on the AP test, you could um you could use that for college credits so you could get out of some of your gen eds. I'm lucky to have been able to do that myself. That's really cool. Um yeah, also, I just remembered that there was a baby boom in 2007 for some reason, and because of that, nationwide, the whole application cycle was really competitive. And going to such a high achiever school, on top of this huge competition from all over the country, that really did some stuff to my mental health, not gonna lie. Not sleeping enough was pretty common for me to do. Speaking of mental health, yeah, not sleeping enough, and honestly, overall, not resting enough because, especially second semester, because these are the final grades of your whole high school career, second semester, senior year specifically, I mean. Um, mm, yeah, like I was working to submit all these assignments because it's not like sophomore or junior year or even freshman year where you could come back and fix something during the summer if you get a D or an F, or you can't really wait to the very deadline because seniors' grades are due earlier. So you definitely have like a week less than every other grade. That was something else. Just thinking about that time was genuinely enough to, ugh, war flashbacks. Like, oh my god. This is like a therapy session almost, I swear to God. Quick water break. Refreshing. Also, I just remembered another thing. My friendship situation in high school was also a whole other rodeo because freshman year it started out great, and then right before sophomore year, my friend Aiden moved back to Utah, and um, sophomore year, I was hanging out with some other friends from that little group I was in, and just hanging out with them at lunch and in general, like the more I was with them, the more I realized that I was not really their priority. And the main girl who I was friend, one of the main girls who I was friends with, like in that mutual bubble with Aiden, I remember like since her birthday was second semester freshman year, I gave her chocolate and a bracelet and a nice card. And for my birthday, that following September, now sophomore year, she did not give me anything. And I was like, oh, whatever. Sometimes people forget, or we're not that close, like we met this school year, whatever. But then the more I hung out with these people, the more I realized that, like, I felt like an intruder in their friend group. So, junior year, I finally found a friend group that tolerates me and I tolerate them back. And I stayed in that group pretty much until the end of high school, which is really cool because for high school years, that is a pretty big amount of time to be in a single group, honestly. And the thing is about my high school is that it's also a middle school, so breaking into already existing friend groups is even more difficult than with a regular high school because a lot of these people have been friends since sixth grade. And meanwhile, fast forward to the future, you're trying to break into their group like as a freshman in high school. Meanwhile, these groups have been around for 3 years. And um God forbid you have a fallout with your group, kind of like how I did. You're breaking in at an even later age, so it's even harder to be in those groups. And I think the whole theater kid thing really saved me. And I am so glad to finally get a fresh start in a space where we're all adults, and it's so much more diverse in college because unlike middle school or high school, there are people coming from different states and different countries, or even different cities within your state. And that way you could find a bigger range of people to be hanging out with. And I think that's why I love diverse settings like that so much, is because you get to start over. They don't know you, you don't know them. It's really refreshing in a way, because when you're in high school, you're surrounded by the same people pretty much all the time. And it could get boring, or maybe too much drama has happened in your grade, or maybe the people in your grade just don't like you for whatever reason. Maybe neurodivergent, or maybe your interests don't click with other people, or maybe if it's a high achiever kind of school, the other people there maybe are too busy living for the college apps, every extracurricular, like violin, debate team, science club, all that stuff they're doing to impress the colleges. Because, yes, a lot of these clubs and extracurriculars could reflect a genuine interest, or they could even line up with their major. I know that for me, doing choir and the musical theater class lined up with my major as a musical theater applicant. But for non-major related activities, like, it's kind of obvious that some of those are for college apps. So now that I'm going off to college, it's going to be amazing to see new people who aren't so obsessed with impressing the colleges anymore, because we are in college now. And since I am going to a performing arts school, most people's goal isn't graduate school. So it's not like they're going to be hustling for the graduate schools unless they're planning on being attorneys or doctors or whatever. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me for this little spiel. And I promise I'll put some footage together for my first day or first week of college. I'll figure it out as I go about my day and week if I don't do a first day vlog. So yeah, stay tuned, have fun, stay musical. Bye bye.